You met at the restaurant, and why did you
Actually,
plug it?
we met at a different restaurant,
Although,
but
you don't want to plug that
but
one.
they have been to the North End Bistro and
Myrtle and Elm,
Myrtle and L. Plenty of parking, whole lot there.
great word of mouth,
Definitely. The food is absolutely tremendous.
free beer for anybody that can stump us to baseball. Or am I making that up?
No, they have to bring their 100-year-old parents with them, though.
Mine
That's
didn't
the only way you
make it.
can do it.
So, Brian Tremblay, you're the director of philanthropy at the Boys and Girls Club.
Recently retired.
Oh,
At the
I just said,
end of-
you must know Bill Berry, the great alderman from my ward, Ward 10.
Bill Berry. I met Bill Berry when he was a little boy.
Oh, he
Little boy.
always talks about the Boys and Girls Club. Whenever he talks about things, that's one of the first things he talks about from his past.
Well, Bill was one of those regular kids. He came there, and his brothers came there every day. When the doors opened, they were there. And
Every
when
day.
When we closed the doors, we had to kick them out.
On Union Street. See, I was on the west side, so we played on the dam and the old powerhouse, and under the old bridge.
Sue, tell me about the Red Sox.
So,
Oh.
Sue, you're a realtor,
Yes, I am.
Coldwell Banker.
Yes. 23 years.
Is the market good right
The
now?
market is hot. If you're
Is it
thinking
hot?
about selling, now's the time. Inventory's so low. Things are going on the market. They're flying off the market. We're getting multiple offers and
Wow.
good prices.
Interesting.
Yep, it's great.
Yeah.
I live in the old homestead. My sister inherited it. I hope she's not listening to this show. So I'm planning on running for state rep from Ward 10. Well, you can always, we have all those gullies over in the west side,
At
What
any
can you
rate,
do?
let's
if I moved to Los Angeles, I'd have to do the same thing.
Exactly.
Okay, Mr. Baseball, take over.
let's talk baseball. Sue, tell me about the Red Sox.
What about those Red Sox? They're doing well, aren't they?
Yes, and I predicted that they would probably win 9 out of the first 11 games.
When did you predict that?
I maybe didn't do it on the show, but I did it over at work because they're playing the two worst teams in baseball, and San Diego's right with them.
In baseball,
It's Tampa Bay and Miami are the two worst teams. So the Red Sox are playing the first
Did they
11
beat the
games
Yankees?
against those.
Did Tampa Bay beat the Yankees?
What, in in exhibition? Everybody beats everybody in exhibition.
Now, this winning 9 out of 11, was that around the time you upped the home run total of Judge and Sanchez and Stanton to 300?
No, 400. He's just busting my chops.
Everybody likes us down at Deli's. Don't they argue?
So
Yeah,
the Red
Banter's
Sox didn't
good.
make a lot of changes over last year's
No.
roster.
Just
They bolstered their pitching
J.D.
staff.
Martinez, that's it.
Yeah.
And he's off to a slow start as well as Betts, but
Price.
Bogarts is on fire, and that catcher they have, he's going to be a good one. Very, very good one. And the pitching, all 5 starters have given up, I think, 1 run.
Yeah.
Strong,
Yeah, it was amazing.
strong.
Yeah, Kelly blew the first game of the season, but he saved two nights
Yes.
ago against Tampa Bay.
Dan O'Neill asked me if Price was. Asked me. I said I thought Price was going to come back.
And he has.
Well,
He
Because of that
pitched
talent.
well.
Oh, yeah. he's
So
pitching
did
well.
Porcello. And Pomeranz has it right. And well, this guy Johnson, I watched him in the spring training. He really looks good. So the
Yeah.
Red Sox might be.
They're the team. I
Yeah,
think
the
they're gonna win.
stars are lining up for him this year.
Yeah,
Yeah.
could
They
be.
deserve it.
Absolutely.
I did predict my Yankees would take the division, but the last 2 years I predicted Boston would win, and they did. The divisions. When I predict the Yankees win the division, there are still playoffs, and anything can happen in those.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
So some furniture store down there in Massachusetts has a deal that if you buy all your furniture there and if somebody throws a no-hitter from the Red
Right.
Sox staff, you get it all free. So have you bought your furniture yet, John?
No.
I know somebody that did in 2007, and it was the sweep thing. Because in 2004, you got everything. If you bought a set of furniture, 2004 sweep, but they had the insurance policy.
Of
Yeah.
course.
Then they did it again in 2006 because they know somebody that won their furniture, and then it was never that again because the insurance company might go twice, but they're not going to go a third.
Not a third
Yeah, that's a
time.
great gimmick.
Well, if the premium's high enough, they'll insure anything.
Yeah, but so that was probably it, you know.
So you look like you're
George.
loaded with some
Remember,
I got
questions,
something-
memorabilia.
I got something that probably a lot of your viewers won't have a chance to see. This
so
is,
if you hold it up and the
Yeah.
camera can zoom right in. on
this
it.
is the Manchester Union Leaders Fund 11th Annual Charity Baseball Dinner brochure, or it's got the menu on the back side of it, but it's also signed by all of the guests that were there.
It's signed by Casey Stengel. Can we get
Casey-
the other background?
Oh, yeah.
Casey
It's right
Stengel.
there. It's right here.
There's the background there.
Look at your lips.
And I'm going to pass this over to you, John, so you can look at this.
See, that's our other background.
But this is
The 19
There
don't
you
mention
go.
the 1960 World Series.
but a good friend of mine gave this to me.
That's wonderful.
And it's really something to see.
And
And
you
you can check out the signatures because it's been signed by Casey and Ted Williams, and it's
this goes back a bit, huh?
isn't that great?
Yes, it
Got the
is.
menu on there. It's really a neat piece of memorabilia.
Hey, I got Manchester Union Leader baseball dinner. That's ever since I was a kid.
Ted Williams.
What major league award is associated with the Union Leader? And I'll give you a clue. Oh, you already know.
What? No, say that again. What major league?
What major league award used to be called the William Loeb
Oh, yeah.
Award?
Oh.
I can give you 2 clues.
Would you like to take a look at this?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I'm waiting for Mr. Baseball.
Mr. Baseball. You got
So-
some questions?
Yeah, I do have a question for you.
Well, I'm just...
Um,
Can I just say, it was the Designated Hitter Award.
Oh,
and Orlando Cepeda won it.
Designated
And then it
Hitter.
later became an American League Award. But the Union Leader are the people that gave it out.
Is that right?
Oh, yeah.
I have a, seeing as we're on the Manchester
This is cool.
subject here, I've got a question. Where was the New York Yankees AAA affiliate located in the 60s?
You mean after Kansas City? Oh, yeah, because they didn't have... Oh, Kansas City was their farm club, but it was a major league team. So, yeah, I'm off on that one.
They were all over the place, actually. Binghamton,
It wasn't
Trenton,
Elmira.
Trenton,
That was
and
double, I think.
trying to think of the AAA. It was
Was it? It had to
they
be
had
the
a
South.
French. They also had a team in Manchester.
Yeah, it was
here.
right here in Manchester.
That was the B
Yeah,
team,
in the
the Manchester. Doc
1960s.
Medich was on that.
Yeah,
I have the bat. I would have brought it. Come back. I have the bat. The
All
Manchester
right.
Yankees.
I
Great.
don't know if that was AAA though.
Double
Double
A.
A.
No, it was B-ball. They call
Oh.
it B-ball. 69 and 70.
Yeah.
Okay.
Doc
Because
Medich. Thurman Munson wasn't on it. Wow, this is
So, John, I got a question for you because I know that you're a New York Yankee fan
Hater.
because you've got hardware around your neck that
yeah,
displays that. How many World Series did the Yankees win?
how many have they won?
How many have they won?
27.
You're
Yes.
not going to beat him on
That's
that
right.
stuff.
That's right. That's why I wanted to. How many have the Red Sox won?
Oh,
This
there
is the
were
trick question.
5.
5 at first.
5 at first.
Wait.
5 and 3
Okay.
or 8. 8. I think.
11 pennants.
8.
World Series though.
Hey.
Good for you. All right. Here's the question, though. What was the name of the team that won the first World Series from Boston?
Boston Americans. And
My God, what's
That's
going
right.
on?
yeah, they beat the Pittsburgh Pirates 5 games to 3. It was a 5 out of 9 series. One of the 4 World Series that were 5 out of 9, although none have gone past 8 games. The Red Sox were down 3 games to 1, came back to win the last 4 games and won the series 5 games to 3.
Nothing about the World Series can you beat him on. That's how he won the title, Mr. Baseball.
I was going to say, and there's Mr. Baseball.
He won the title in Los Angeles, and it was all the World Series. He had to
Yeah.
name every winner.
Yeah.
All right, here's an off-the-wall question. You probably know this one, too. Who are the 2 Yankee players that swapped wives?
Oh, we all know that.
Oh,
I
that
know
was
who-
interesting.
Yeah, the Peterson
Fritz Peterson and
who was the other one? One stayed with it with the ball
I
player.
think
The
it was
other
Fritz
one,
that stayed with it. What's his name's wife?
yeah, 2 of them.
Amnesia collective.
One couple broke up almost
Stan
immediately.
Danson? No, he's
I don't think it was Bonson, no.
Kekich.
Mike Kekich.
Kekich. So they do a little hanky-panky as well as baseball, huh? Those Yankees.
Hey, that was the tradition under Casey.
It's not just the Yankees.
He's still angry because Casey Stengel didn't pitch Whitey Ford till Game 3 of the 60 World Series. But who knows what he's up? He's probably carousing and stuff. You know, because a manager, remember reading the book Ball 4? And then Joe Pepitone's book. The Yankees were like a club of wild men, weren't they? That's why
All teams were.
they had to trade Billy Martin away.
Well, they did because
Kansas
of
City,
the Coca Cabana incident. You remember that, don't you?
Yes, I wasn't even born then.
Hank Bauer and
This is great.
Ford, Scourin, Mantle, Martin. They got into a big fight at the Coca Cabana, and they thought Martin was bad influence on Mantle, and Ford was there. So they traded him to, I think it was Kansas City right away.
Yeah, it was Kansas City.
Billy Martin?
Yeah,
Yeah.
and he was brokenhearted.
Kansas City
Yeah.
was their major league farm team. That's where they got Roger Maris from. Pitchers, they trade Don Larson washed up and get was it Larson for Roger Maris?
I don't know for sure, but I don't think so, because Larson actually won some World Series games with the Giants.
See, Bob Johnson owned the lease on Yankee Stadium.
That's a nice
And he was
piece.
friends with
Nice
the
piece.
Yankees owners. They were very tight. And so he buys Kansas City and just sends the better players to.
Ah.
They had their own like farm team.
It
Major
was
League.
Kansas City, even though they were in the majors. They were considered the Yankees farm team.
Oh, jeez.
They had a 16-player swap one time.
Yeah.
Wow.
They take all their good players. And what new owner ended that relationship? Think about handlebar mustaches.
Oh,
in the
yes,
70s.
yes, yes.
Oh, I know.
Should be in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, we
Color
agree.
I just read
baseballs.
that today, as a matter of fact.
Charlie Finley.
Yep.
In fact, he has nothing on us today. He tried to introduce orange baseballs,
That's right.
so we're wearing orange jackets.
Ah,
A man ahead of his time. There's orange golf balls.
Yeah,
yeah.
absolutely.
Players didn't like it though.
So I got a question for you. Pitcher, Boston Red Sox pitcher who owned Mickey Mantle at the plate. Who would you say that
That
was?
would be him.
Ellis Kinder did very well against Mantle.
So this man I'm thinking of wasn't a starter.
Reliever,
Oh, the Vulture,
Raditz.
Dick Raditz.
Dick Raditz. I had an opportunity to meet Dick Raditz. I took a bunch of kids from the Boys and Girls Club to a local Little League field, and they had a bunch of clinics, for the kids to go to. And Dick Raditz, I saw this big guy sitting in the dugout. So I went over, and it was Dick Raditz,
Yeah,
and he was just sitting there watching everything. So he was kind of a hero for me. Was his nickname the Fireman or
Vulture.
the Vulture.
the Vulture?
Vulture.
Okay.
The monster also.
So
No, it might have, but the Vulture is what I heard.
So he would.
That was Phil Reagan.
Well, we'll look it up, but we keep getting these ads.
So he started telling me a story about Mickey Mantle and his experience with Mickey Mantle, and how he said, I don't know why it was, but he had a tough time with me, and such to the point that this baseball dinner here in Manchester, he was invited to come up to it, and Mickey was here, wouldn't speak to him because he was so mad at him for striking him out. So I looked online this morning, and there's 3 sources in Boston newspapers that said that Raditz struck him out of 65 times at bat, 43 times. Turns out that was not true.
No,
And so there's another site that went back to the box scores, and so what happened was Mantle faced him 16 times, and he struck out 12.
12 out of 16.
That's not bad.
Yeah, I wonder if he got any hits on those other
He got a home run.
A
He
home
got
run, huh?
he got a home run. He got a double, and he got a single.
I had the pleasure of meeting Jim Lonborg, and he knew I was a diehard Yankee fan. This was the Mount Washington Hotel. We were talking about the Yankees and Red Sox. He said, I did quite well against the Yankees. I said, I know you did. And I said, you're one of 5 pitchers to throw a one-hitter in the World Series. And he said to me, You know, I used to face Mantle quite a bit, and I had a pretty good luck with him. He said, you know, when Mantle ended his career, do you know who his last home run was off? I thought I could. He said it was me.
Wow.
And I looked it up later. It was
Really?
off Jim Lonborg. Yeah.
Huh.
Jim hurt his leg skiing and ruined his career.
Ruined.
Red Sox
geez,
hope for
Dick
that.
Williams' career too, when he wasn't available in '68. But who would you think would be right about the nickname? Give it to him. It was the monster, and you were right about Regan too. He was the vulture.
Yeah.
Huh.
Okay, I got a question for. Well, let's keep him up. Usually, you know, it's the Yankees who pluck the Red Sox, whether it's Babe Ruth being sold or Harry Frazee sending the entire the night. Oh, there we go.
Oh,
Sending all the major leaguers up in the 20s, including what was it, Red Ruffing,
Yeah.
and then there's the greatest trade ever made, Danny Cater for Sparky Lyle. But what Yankee player was traded to the you're not for you to
Okay.
the Red Sox and then won the American League MVP?
what? Say that again?
What Yankees player got traded to the Red Sox and won the American League MVP?
Oh, that's a good one.
Wow.
My cousin
Google that.
Nancy had a crush on him. 1958, and
Oh, wow.
NL MVP. He quit baseball because he was afraid of flying.
Huh.
Jackie Jensen.
hmm
Really?
Married to Sue Ann Olson, who was a Olympic swimmer.
I know. This one's not. To beat him on the radio show, we had to use a really obscure question. I can't remember what it was. And it was like a ball and strike type of thing. Then somebody called in about, what was that? Ted Williams up at the
Oh,
NASCAR.
gosh. You know, you
Kept calling.
you hope when you get trivia questions that they're decent. Some woman called I think it was your show at night, but we did a baseball show quite a bit. And she said, when was the last time Ted Williams was in New Hampshire?
There's one for you.
I said, ma'am, I don't keep up with the
1959.
extracurricular activities of every major league ball player.
Yeah.
I have no clue.
How many times did Mickey Mantle strike out?
Oh, jeez.
Is that an easy one?
He beat Babe Ruth's
no, do you
13.
mean if specifically I couldn't tell
Babe
you.
Ruth had 1,300 plus, and that was a record. But Mantle
Mantle was
broke
more
it.
than that, yeah.
Mantle, what was it, 1,500?
1,713 times.
1713.
Because then Reggie broke that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Reggie broke
But
that.
the Babe was the first person. Oh, my God, 1,300. When I was a kid, Mantle. Now, Dick Raditz, was he a left-handed pitcher or a right-handed pitcher?
He was right-handed.
Righty.
So Mickey Mantle from the left. A lot of people I've heard said he should have just stuck as a right-handed hitter. But then you're at Yankee Stadium, where 259
yeah.
feet, and you can pull the ball.
He did try it, and his dad just really let him have it. And
Hank Aaron
so,
tied him eventually. for
so
that.
he became a switch hitter. I just
Yeah, but towards the end, he shouldn't have kept.
And he
switching
stole a
around.
lot of bases too in his younger days, right?
he was the fastest.
quick.
He was the fastest player
Faster
in
than
baseball.
Willie Mays.
He still holds the record from
Willie
home
Mays.
to first, 3.1 seconds.
Wow.
But in the was it the '51 World Series? He tore up his knee.
Yeah.
And my God.
In all the years you guys have been following baseball, what would you say your top 3 best moments were?
Oh, Carlton Fisk. That was my birthday.
3 best moments.
2004, 2007. Worst, 1986. No, that beat 1978. Fucking out.
I like the '56 World Series. Not only did Larson pitch a no-hitter, but 5 different Yankee pitchers pitched a complete game in the last 5 games. Ford, Sturdivant, Larson with a perfect game. Turley lost 1-0 in 10 innings, but he pitched a complete game. Then Johnny Cooks the next day threw a 4-hit shutout. But what I loved about that is when Turley lost 1-0, Jackie Robinson hit a line drive to left field, and Enos Slaughter misjudged it. That's
Holy
how the run
smokes.
scored. And Martin, who hated National Leaguers at the time, went to Sting, goes, get that National Leaguer out of our lineup and put in Skowron and Howard. Howard was the first black Yankee.
Elston Howard.
Yeah, great ball player. Bill
Very
Scarron,
good.
the Moose Scarron.
Who became a
So
Red Sox.
that was one of my
1967.
favorites.
What about individual moments? It's like Carlton Fisk. I was at Fenway when Yaz got his 3,000th hit, which took
Wow.
forever. El Tiante gave it up to him. First time I went to Fenway Park, and
I think also
that's got to be a moment. But that,
jumping away from the Yankees.
but just a single.
Bobby
like,
Thompson's home run. I remember it well. I was 11 years old
did you see it?
on TV, but not in person.
What in person?
What did I?
You saw him.
Koufax. I saw Koufax pitch his very last game. I've
Wow.
mentioned that
In
many
those
times.
66 World Series.
Yeah, second game.
Who'd he lose to? Another Hall of Famer.
Lost to
No.
Jim Palmer. Who was the
No, we're
youngest-
supposed to give it to them, Mr. Bish.
Oh, no, that's okay. No,
Yeah.
When
yeah.
you know,
Well, at
you
any
can give them
rate,
clues.
okay, Palmer is the youngest player to ever pitch a complete game shutout in the World Series. He was 20. And Koufax, that was his last game. He lost 6-zip.
What was your most
I was at
exciting
that game.
moments?
That was at Dodger Stadium.
What was your most exciting moments?
You know, I got to watch John Lester throw a no-hitter
Okay.
at
Yeah.
Red Sox. That was pretty fun because the center fielder, who is now with the Yankees, he set
Kelberg.
he set a record, and as the game was going on,
Oh, for putouts?
the guy putouts. Yeah, the guy I'm with, I said, you know, I don't know how many putouts he has, but he's got to be setting a record. And he did. He set a record that night for putouts in center field, and he made a couple of no-hitter saving catches that makes it really special.
Oh,
When
absolutely.
someone on the team contributes to it,
Yeah.
they weren't routine. They were, you knew he was going for it,
Yeah.
and to save that no-hitter. So that was a special. There's another time, and you may have seen this because it was I think it was who played left field for San Diego?
Tony Gwynn?
Tony Gwynn.
Yeah.
He overshot a fly ball, and he reached up with his throwing hand
Okay.
and caught it, barehanded it behind his head.
Wow.
Okay, Gwynn was a right fielder.
So
Winfield might have done
wasn't
it before he
Winfield.
came to the
What
Yankees.
year do you remember?
No, I thought
Was
it
it
was
the
Tony.
70s?
I thought it was Tony Gwynn. It would have been. I'm thinking
Maybe Mitchell, who had an MVP
Kevin
with
Mitchell.
the Giants.
would it have been Kevin
geez,
Mitchell?
oh, let's not get into him. I was in
Uh-huh.
San Francisco.
Oh.
He's an odd duck.
Well,
I'm
he-
talking about off the field.
He
too.
had
You
a
would have
great
seen
year.
that catch because it was a web
Web
gem.
gem.
It was amazing.
Well, my favorite time was when Steve Lyons dropped his pants on first base.
Jeez.
I saw-
to tuck his
I've
shirt
seen
in?
that
No,
50
to get
times.
to get the sand out.
Get the sand dirt off of him. And then all of a sudden he realizes and he just flies at him.
Yeah, so
Okay, I'm checking baseball reference, so there might be a lobster thing commercial. I'll get in there very quickly.
So the other moment that I remember was in Martinez, the coach of the Yankees went after Martinez and he kind of got out of the way, and Don,
Oh, you mean
Don,
the Buckethead Don Zimmer?
yeah, Don Zimmer
Oh,
went down for
when
the,
he went after Martinez, threw
Yeah.
a punch and
and
he threw
yeah,
him to the
he just
side.
kind of pushed him to the side. That was
yeah, a lot of people got angry, and even though I'm a Yankee fan, sorry, he ran out and he threw a punch at him. All he did was throw him aside.
Just pushed
He
him
stabbed him to
aside.
fall. So he's picking on an old man. I'm sorry, he had every right to do that.
Yeah, he should have clocked them for 1978, 79, 80,
God,
77.
I remember when Zimmer was with the Cubs or the Dodgers, which one? But at any rate, he got beat.
When he was with the Cubs, he came to San Francisco, and I was on a bus with all the Cubs fans. I said, you're not going to win. You're after with your manager.
He got.
What do you have?
well, speaking of catchers, back in the day in 1904, James Bennett patented
My father-in-law?
a new proposal for a catcher's
Show that to
apparatus. It didn't catch on. I don't know if the camera's going to be able to see that or
Oh,
not.
zoom in. Just hold it, and
But
we'll come in.
that was quite the apparatus.
I need that one when I go to the Board of Aldermen meeting.
Yeah, it's coming in. Are you get?
Oh.
No, hold
Oh,
it.
you got to hold it.
Yeah.
Oh, over here.
Yeah.
No, right
just
where you were
straight
holding
Over
it.
here, right here.
There you go. Oh, it looks like the cage I caught the flying squirrels in.
Isn't that something?
Yeah.
Yeah, that is something.
So I'd like an opinion answer to this.
Just a clarification, Tony Gwynn did play left field
Tony
a couple-
Gwynn.
sometimes in his
Sometimes, huh?
career, and center in his career.
Okay, I'm pretty sure it was Tony Gwynn.
It didn't catch on. Well, I
So,
can see
so
one. Go ahead.
when Cy Young and all these, way back in the early days of baseball, these guys would pitch,
Like old
a
Vols.
9-inning game on a Friday night, and then a 9-inning game on a Saturday, and a 9-inning game on a Sunday. And I mean, if you look at the statistics, it's ridiculous how many games that they pitched in a season.
Right.
Just think
And
of Walt
so,
Alston.
why? And now that, I mean, to pitch a complete game now is an oddity
Oh,
in
big
Major
time.
League Baseball.
Big time.
What factors over time do you think? In Dick Raddatz day, they were still pitching full games, and if the relief pitcher came in, it was like a bummer because we need a relief pitcher now.
Raditz
Well,
would come in and pitch
Gossett
4
went 3
innings.
innings all the
Yeah.
time.
He didn't just pitch 1 inning or get 2 outs.
Right.
He
And
pitched
he'd
4 innings.
He was a fireman. And
Bucky Harris created the modern reliever because we were doing this, and then Casey Stengel created that, and Billy Martin in recent times is the person that refined that. Probably when he was with Oakland, because they were still using. I just mentioned his name, the Hall of Fame, Goose Gossage, 3, 4, sometimes he'd go even more.
Yeah.
And but 3 innings save. Remember the save was 3 innings.
Well,
So do you
But
th-
it was Billy Martin with Oakland that you get down to the just 1, and you have a setup man in the 8th to hold, and then Tony La Russa went with that. But that was I thought it was Casey. Can we get Casey Stengel back?
no. Thank you.
Yeah, he only gave him 7
You-
World Series.
You raised a good point.
But it
I
was
just
Bucky
want to
Harris
cover it a
that
little
moved him
bit.
as a reliever.
Deacon Felipe of the Pirates won 3 out of the first 4 World Series games ever played. He was a 3-game winner. He lost 2 games, the only pitcher in World Series history with 5 decisions. Cy Young lost the first game, 1-2, and Bill Dineen of the Red Sox, I call them the Red Sox, they were the Pilgrims. He won 3 games, 2 3-game winners in the series. That's never happened again, and because there aren't going to be 5 out of 9 again, I don't think, ever.
So do you think that modern day strength training and the velocity of the ball in modern day baseball is different than the velocity back in the?
Huge.
We were looking at Whitey
Huge.
Ford in 60. He only went 12-9. He didn't have 100 strikeouts, remember? Or did he? Just barely 100.
Yeah.
And the other guy on the staff had about that. But nowadays, we were doing this last year. The average fastball pitcher can throw 95 miles an hour.
Yeah.
Average?
Right
Average
now.
is 95.
Right now.
And that's why people that are throwing breaking balls are having such great success now, because you've got this system where you have a 5-inning starter. The idea is not to have the starter anymore see him 3 times. Then you bring in the relievers. 'cause
Middle
they
relief.
They all have this heat, and then there's fewer balls put into play last year than in the entire history of baseball. It's gone down every year since the system. I'll give to Billy Martin with the Oakland A's and then Tony. Because I saw Eckersley. I was out in the Bay Area. Eckersley. He'd come in for that. I'd seen him as a great starting pitcher. I saw a great game he had with Palmer. They both pitched 9-inning shutout ball that went to the 10th. Palmer couldn't do it. They bring, I think,
I think we had less than
and
a
he
minute.
wins in a 1-0.
Less than a minute. Sue, you have anything? you
Yeah,
want to
what
say?
do you guys think quickly
Sure.
about the trend of Little League Baseball? Because it seems that less and less kids want to play. They just consolidated 2 of the West Side teams to 1.
No kidding.
So I'm wondering if you're aware of a trend that baseball is
No, I'm not.
not as popular
Oh, I think it is. But
with
I
kids.
don't know. I
Yeah.
wasn't aware of that.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
That's it. That is.
I think
interesting.
nationally that's a trend in
Yeah.
little leagues across the country.
Brian, any last words?
Yeah, because it goes really quick. We're talking
I know
used
it
to be an
does.
hour.
Well, I have to tell you, I've enjoyed
Yeah,
our
thanks
time
for having
together.
us.
Well,
Come on
have you
down.
again.
Yeah, thank you for having
Hopefully.
us.
Yeah, and
We can